Okay, welcome to Success Web TV. I'm your host, Fired Up Phil, and we're going to hit something really cool today. This is called subconscious success sabotage. Yeah, I know. Try to say that 3 times fast. That's a tongue twister right there, but this is pretty powerful. Again, it's success. Your success will be sabotaged by your subconscious mind. That's the gist of this whole thing. Our subconscious mind will naturally try to sabotage our own success. That kind of sucks because, what's really interesting about that is when it happens subconsciously, you don't recognize what's going on, right? Unless someone makes it aware for you. And that's what I'm going to do for you today. In this episode of SuccessWebTV.com, we are going to get right into how your subconscious mind will naturally try to sabotage your own success. And this happens for all people. Yes, you. All people are programmed by design, and this happens to them. So you have to be aware of it, or else it's going to get you. All right, and we're going to help you avoid that right now, right here, today. So let me first start out by explaining what the pain versus pleasure model is. Now, some of you may be aware of this already, but for those of you that aren't, let me help you understand what this means. And this was popularized by Tony Robbins when he did a few of his books back in the 90s. And what this simply means is that we have a tendency to move away from pain and move towards pleasure. All right, let me say that again. We have a tendency as human beings to want to move away from pain and move towards pleasure. All right, and this happens at a subconscious level. That's the powerful thing to understand. So again, subconsciously, you're trying to move away from pain, and at all times, subconsciously, your mind is saying, "Hey, I want to move away from pain, and I want to move towards pleasure." And you've got to reprogram it so that it doesn't want to operate that way, because that's the failure mode. That's the failure programming, and that's the failure mindset. So to not to say that the pain versus pleasure model doesn't exist, it does exist, but you have to be aware of it, and you have to make it work for you instead of against you. And we're going to show you how to do that right now. All right. So how does this all affect your success, though? Right. So what the heck does the pain and pleasure model have to do with my success? Well, many things that are necessary to grow a business, to get into better health and better conditioning, fitness-wise, or even to be your own personal development, to develop better relationships. All of these things that are necessary to help you grow and move forward in those areas, most of the time are painful at first. Okay, that's the key. They're painful at first. And if you are following, obviously, the pain and pleasure model, like we said before, then you're going to naturally try to move away from that pain, even though that pain is good for you, right? So, for example, like creating the habit of working out and eating right. Now, for a lot of you who have tried to do that in the past, I'm sure you know that that is sometimes very painful. You don't want to go work out. You don't want to go eat right because you're used to doing it the other way. You're used to not working out maybe, and maybe you're used to not eating right. And that's comfortable, and that's the key. Your subconscious mind tries to keep you in your comfort zone. Okay? That's what you want to avoid because your comfort zone will always rob you of your future and of your success. And here's another example. We always talk about listening to seminars instead of trying to just play music in your car all the time. Throw on a personal development CD, and sometimes that creating the habit in the beginning is very painful. You don't want to. People like to just throw the radio on when they go in their car, and that's okay. There's nothing horrible about listening to music or listening to the radio, so to speak, depending on what type of music you're listening to, in my opinion. But I mean, it's not that empowering either. So why not turn your automobile into a university on wheels and program yourself with some good personal development, some good seminars that's really going to empower you forward. And some people understand that, but then when they go try to do it, it's a little bit difficult because it's painful at first, right? So again, that's the pain pleasure model working against you. And then there's a lot of things that you do in business, right, that are unimportant instead of what you know you should be doing. For example, you may have a to-do list, and Jim Rohn calls this doing the major versus the minor stuff. Most people spend their time doing minor stuff in their business and in their life and anything, but we're going to use business as an example right now. So they spend most of their time doing minor stuff in their business instead of the actual things that are going to move your business forward, and those things that are going to probably be painful for you is what it comes down to. All right. So the to-do list, back to what I was saying, you have a to-do list for your business or for something else in your life, and you got all these tasks on there. And isn't it funny how the major ones that happen to probably be a little bit painful and a little uncomfortable for you to do happen to be the ones that always stay on that list, right? Even though you know darn well that those are the things you should be doing, those things get pushed aside and they just somehow never get done, right? You keep moving them forward, and next thing you know, you get discouraged or whatnot, and you just never end up doing them, or it just takes forever to get done, and it's not moving as quick as you'd like. Therefore, you're not getting the results that you'd like, and that's the exact way that your subconscious mind sabotages your success. And it does that because those things that you need to do to move you forward, that you know darn well you need to do, are the things that your subconscious mind doesn't want you to do, because that's painful, it's uncomfortable. That's going to take you out of your comfort zone, and it's going to bring you towards your success, and you're going to get sabotaged by your subconscious. So you have to be aware of that. So let's talk right now about how do you overcome that? What can you do so that doesn't take you out? And here's some great tips for you. Identify and embrace good pain. Not all pain is bad, like we just talked about. Like getting in the habits of working out, eating right. Those are good pains, because they produce the results that you're looking for in fitness and in health. So what we like to say is that these are growing pains for you, right? Growing pains are good, and they're unavoidable if you want to go to your success. You have to experience some growing pains, because there's no way to get where you want to go without it. And how you do that is by simply using your will and choosing to challenge yourself. You have to embrace challenge. You have to say, bring it on, and learn to enjoy challenge. Because here's the key: challenge brings character, right? The Apostle Paul said that. Rejoice in your tribulations, rejoice in your challenges and in your struggles. Because really what goes on within those, see, I believe that God brings challenges into our life and that He wants us to be challenged, right? Because that builds character. And character is more important than anything else that you could have. So, and that's what's going to take you to where you really want to be, and allow you to live, the life that you want to live and the success that you want to live in all areas of your life. You can never, replace character. So that's very important. And understand this: that your promised land will always reside on the opposite side of fear and challenge. Let me say that again, because that's really powerful. Your promised land, that's where you want to be in health and fitness. That's where you want your business to be. That's where you want your relationships to be, your finances to be. Anything in your life, that's what we're calling your promised land. Wherever that end result is, that you would really like to be, that will always reside on the opposite side of fear and challenge. And you can't go around that. You can't neglect that, because you have to go through it. It's the only way to get to where you want to go. And the minute you realize that, then you can say, hey, you know what? Now I understand that it's going to be painful, but it doesn't matter, because I know that that's what's going to build my character. That's what's going to develop and shape me into the person I need to be, so that I can receive the lifestyle that I'm looking to, and desiring to live in. So that's really powerful, and that's something that I want you to understand. And that can completely radically shape and change your life if you understand that pain and pleasure model, and the fact that when you are operating in pain and it's a necessity to do so, that your subconscious mind will try to sabotage that. It will try to get you to avoid doing that. And whatever that may be, all the different things that you're supposed to be doing to get where you need to go, and that you just avoid doing because they're a little bit painful. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Success Web TV. Again, I'm your host, Fired Up Phil. I'm signing off for now. Be sure to visit successwebtv.com. Again, that's www.successwebtv.com, and you can get on our e-zine and stuff at www.successscoop.com. I'm signing off for now. Peace.